it's how a safe water enterprise is set up. So first, we need to establish and contextualize it to find out what is the lifespan of the structures, and how are the responsibilities divided. And the next step is to estimate the demand, how many people are living in the community, how much is used for irrigation. And then the third one is to estimate the expenses. First, the capital expenses of installing such a system, and then the operational expenditures, for example, chlorine or treatment. And then thirdly, Capman X is the capital, the maintenance of the capital investment. That means that maybe the water taps have to be replaced every third year. Maybe the pump needs to be replaced after 5, 7, or 10 years. That needs to be put into the calculation. And then also direct support expenditures for direct support and service. And that determines then the water price. And then at the end, we will have a management structure of the responsibilities and the assumptions. They need to be re-evaluated to close the circle lastly. I think.
Well, maybe go on to the other things, Benjamin, as well. The slide.
Yeah, I don't remember. Oh yes, we can do that. If that's if we should continue, if we're not out of time, Mary. Sorry, you're muted.
So I think we may want to go to some questions first, and then if we have more time to look through these, unless they're just a few quick case studies or comments. If they're just 2 or 3 more slides, why don't you go forward?
Yeah, 2 to 3.
Okay. Well, I just wanted to share because I'm sure that some of your questions, they also include what are the challenges with solar pumping. That's always the question, right? And I'm wanted to share the insights of a UNICEF study or assessment done in 2018. That it was an overall assessment of solar powered water systems that were providing water to the community, and what that assessment found, that it was in general positive, but it also identified some core problems with solar pumping systems that needs to be taken into account. And that's exactly why we have the training and the capacity development on solar pumping. So the key findings from these studies was that yes, solar powered water systems, they do ensure a greater resilience for the impoverished communities, because it just increases financial sustainability when you don't have an ongoing, you don't have electricity bills coming back to you, or oil filters to change oil on diesel generators. That the vast majority of the systems, they provide sufficient water throughout the year with relatively high rates of functionality. And then when breakdowns occurred, it could take up to weeks to fix even minor repairs due to just very simple things. Some, for example, wiring issues or switches or inverters, and also a poor availability of spare parts in the rural water sector. But that of course it goes for solar pumping, and it also goes for AC pumping powered by the grid or diesel generator, of course. So So the finding was that that capacity building, capacity development at all levels is necessary, and especially for local contractors and water technicians. That is vital to further professionalize the management model and the water service delivery. The study also found that the study also found that financial sustainability of solar-powered water systems is highly dependent on tariff setting and successful collection of revenues, which really sets the water committee up for success. So I think, yeah, we're so it's very important for the water sector to strengthen the service chain and to improve the service delivery model, and also to engage the private sector in the training and the capacity building of solar and rural water systems in general. But it's all speaking to the point that there's a massive demand for capacity development within the sector.
Very
Yeah,
true,
what-
as we're seeing with some of the questions coming in. So sorry about that, Lisa. Go ahead.
No problem. You had one graph at the very end. Did you want to show that, Benjamin? Or are you good here?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm forgetting how many slides there is in this presentation. Yes. We can look at this, and it's to the point that was made previously. Here it shows a calculation that has been made several years ago, so it might be outdated as the fuel prices now are more expensive, and the cost of solar has come down. But this is an example from a refugee camp, a refugee context, where 10,000 people are served with 15 liters potable water every day, and we have here an ongoing cost from 1 year to 10 years. And the black curve, that's a diesel generator only. And if you look at the initial starting point there, it's less expensive to implement. So it's roughly around $20,000 or $30,000 less expensive to implement than just pure solar. But then you see that just after 1.5 years, you have the amortization of solar breaking through, and then you're starting to save money for the next following years. In this example, there's also 2 hybrid solutions. Excuse me, I'm forgetting to explain. So the yellow is pure solar. It's only solar, and then the green curve, that's solar plus a backup generator that's running 4 hours every day. And the blue curve is a solar installation with just a standby generator. So it's not calculated in the design to use the generator at all, unless there's an issue with the system, or there's a long period of time with no sun. So this shows the different the price per person, the cost per person over a period of time of 10 years. For solar, it's $28 per person, and for the hybrid solar generator sets, it's $35 to $40, and for the diesel generator only, it's $57 per person.